And to do that, I wanted to tell a quick story that was in the news this week. Perhaps some of you saw it. Headlines about the last of the Navajo Codetalkers who died this week at age 93. The Navajo Codetalkers, for those of you who don't know, were Navajo people who during World War II served the U.S. military by using their language, the Navajo language, as a basis for a code that was nobody could crack. The particular force that they were trying to evade was the Japanese, and using French or using Spanish was too predictable. The Navajo language was so unique and so unfamiliar that as the basis for a code, it couldn't be cracked. Now, I bring this up because I think really the best metaphor for talking about biodiversity, the most familiar metaphor is that of words. In a sense, genes are the words that we use to, or that are used to create the phrases and the sentences and really the books that are life on Earth. Those genes, those words are what allow us to create a poem or to write a novel. They're also what allow us to write the instructions on the back of a parking ticket or a contract to rent a house, what have you. Words are what allow our communication to adapt to whatever situation we're facing, whether we need to commemorate something or resolve a dispute, have a dispute in the first place. In the case of the Codetalkers, it was language, words, that allowed warfare to take place, really, and for wars to be won. Genetic diversity, then, is what allows life on Earth to adapt to the different situations that it encounters. And biodiversity is, in simple terms, having a vast store of words to use to communicate. But when you're talking about genes rather than words, that scope is so vast that it's really hard for us to wrap our heads around. All the words in the English language, there are 250,000, roughly, 250,000 words in the English language, including 47,000 obsolete words. Well, within rice alone, there are 100 million different places where the genome can vary from one variety of rice to another, 100 million. So when we're talking about biodiversity and genetic diversity, we're not talking about all the words in the English language. We're talking about something roughly like all of the words in all of the languages on Earth, including all of the codes that have been produced out of them.